This is an adjustable voice changer that has the color LED. The adjustable resistor is used to control how bright the color LED is during playback, but only a very narrow portion of its range will give any brightness. So I am going to make a recording on the normal setting first. It's a pretty nice morning today.
It's a pretty nice morning today.
And then I can, like before, you can adjust the speed and length of the recording and playback. Here it's on the longest setting, and I'll do just that. Would you like to come with me and get ice cream today?
Would you like to come with me and get ice cream today?
And there you have it. With this voice changer, I swapped the locations of the speaker and color LED. So now the adjustable resistor will control the sound rather than the brightness. And it will, again, only work on a very small part of its range. On most settings, you won't hear anything. But I am going to make another recording. My favorite TV show is Wheel of Fortune. You can play it back.
My favorite TV show is Wheel of Fortune.
Color LED lights up, and even on a setting like this, you won't hear anything. This is a keyboard where you have to play very fast because it will only stay on for a short period of time. I'm going to push the press switch, and now I'm just going to hit random keys. And the sound fades and finally stops. And then to play again, you'll have to push the press switch. But like I said, you have only a limited amount of time to play the keyboard before the capacitor discharges and it stops working. This project is called Red First because when I turn on the slide switch, the color LED comes on, but it may be mostly red that you see. I'm going to slowly move the lever on the adjustable resistor to the right, and red would probably be the last color you would see before the LED goes completely out. When I push the press switch, you will see green and blue more, but even then, red is the last to go out because it requires the least voltage. Finally, I can move the slide switch over here, and now all colors are available because you have twice the amount of power for the LED. In addition, it will stay on for more of the RV's range. Pushing the press switch may not make much of a difference on this setting. When I turn on both switches and then push the press switch, you hear a tone coming from the speaker. You can change it by pushing keys on the keyboard. The tone will eventually fade and stop altogether as the capacitor discharges. And then to make it sound again, push the press switch again. The adjustable resistor controls the volume of the tone, but also how long it sounds. The louder the tone is, the shorter it will continue. On the lowest setting, the tone lasts only a few seconds. I replaced the R3 resistor with the photoresistor, and now I can change the tone even more by waving my hand over the sensor, in addition to pushing keyboard keys. Can make it, the tone, sound for a longer period of time. That's pretty neat. This is a delay lamp. When I turn on the slide switch, the color LED will slowly come on and become bright. Pushing the press switch will reset the circuit so that the color LED turns off and then will gradually brighten up again. The capacitor is storing electricity, which works when you first turn on the circuit. The adjustable resistor here is only a fixed one, and moving its lever will have no effect. I replaced the adjustable resistor with the RV3 one, so I can now control how long it takes for the color LED to light up after I push the press switch. Let's go. On this setting, the color LED lights up instantly. However, on a setting like the middle setting, it will take longer to come on. And it should light up any moment now. Yep. This is a water alarm, and you would insert the ends of the jumper wires in water. An alarm sounds. You can also change the alarm's tone by pushing keys on the keyboard. If you had a longer wire, you could run it along your basement floor and then keep the circuit itself at a higher level so that if water were to flood your basement, an alarm will sound. For continued T-tester, I am going to place various objects in between the two jumper wires of the circuit to see whether or not they conduct enough electricity to sound an alarm. I have this wet wooden stick. Let's see what this does. Nope, not enough conductivity to sound the alarm. I also have this wet leaf. That still doesn't do anything. Let's dip my finger. I'll dip my finger in the cup of water, and now that generates a bit of conductivity to sound a faint alarm. It's not very loud though. This is a high and low light. I'm going to turn on both slide switches, and I have the lever on the adjustable resistor set completely to the left. It may be hard to tell in the daytime, but the color LED is pretty bright. Now I'm going to slowly move the lever on the adjustable resistor to the right, and you'll see that it's not as bright now. That's because the left side of the adjustable resistor is connected to 6 volts, while the right side is only connected to 3 volts of electricity. You can see the color LED flicker, and I am going to move the lever on the adjustable resistor toward the left. The flickering becomes faster, and you can also hear clicking from the speaker. And on the leftmost setting, the LED appears to be on continuously, and the sound from the speaker is very high-pitched. You can also push keys on the keyboard for different effects, while also moving the lever on the adjustable resistor. You can also try pushing a green and a blue key at the same time, but this particular tone may remind you of a telephone ringing. Pushing 2 keys, one green and one blue at the same time. And there you have it. Having replaced the C7 capacitor with the C2 one, I am going to slowly move the lever on the adjustable resistor while pushing keys on the keyboard. The sound effects, as well as the flickering of the color LED, are different in this project than in the previous one. The pitch of the sound is even higher, so high that on the highest setting, it is barely audible. And the color LED appears to be on continuously, even though it's really blinking at an incredibly fast rate. I replaced the C2 capacitor with the C5 one, and with the lever on the adjustable resistor set toward the left, I'm going to turn on the slide switch, and the color LED will flash at a slow rate, about once every second or two. And I can also push a blue key on the keyboard, and you can notice a flashing of what looks like the blue LED within the color LED component, and you hear some neat sounds coming from the speaker. You can slowly move the adjustable resistor toward the right, but the rate of flashing will become much slower. You might have to wait a while before you notice any flickering or flashing coming from the color LED. This is a timer tone in which I push the press switch to make it sound. And it will last for about 10 seconds before it fades out and stops. Push the press switch to start it again. And you can use the adjustable resistor to control its pitch. And it may sound like a siren as it becomes louder and then fades out. This is a mini battery. I am going to place the color LED here, and it lights up. The C5 capacitor is charging, and then when I move it and insert it here, it stays on briefly before going out. The C5 capacitor has just discharged, sending its current through the color LED. Now you can use the adjustable resistor to control how fast the capacitor charges and discharges, but it's best to keep it toward the left. I'm going to do this again. It doesn't hold power near as long on a setting like this. One more time. And there you have it. I replaced the C5 capacitor with the C7 one, and the latter holds far less energy. So you probably won't really see the color LED light up even on the best setting on the RB3 resistor. I'm just going to try it one more time with the knob set a little bit further from the left. Yep, you don't really see anything. The C5 capacitor holds nearly 500 times the amount of energy as the C7 one. So that's why, in this case, the color LED does not really light up at all. I'm going to connect the C5 capacitor between these 2 points and watch the color LED. It will light up briefly, and then when I rotate the capacitor so that now connects to this point here, you hear a beeping sound from the speaker. Now, just to let you know, even though the voice changer is included in this circuit cannot be used for recording. Rather, it's to show how the capacitor can supply power to make the speaker beep, but not enough for the voice changer to be used. Connecting the capacitor this way charges it up. And then rotating it will discharge it. You can change the beeping sound a little bit with the RV3 resistor. And I'll do it once on a lower setting. And there you have it. The next several projects teach about capacitors in series. I have the C2 and C7 capacitors connected in series in this circuit, and I have the right slide switch on but the left slide switch off. I am going to push keys on the keyboard. The tones sound normal because both capacitors are included. But when I turn on the left slide switch, the C2 capacitor will be bypassed so that only the C7 capacitor is included. Listen to the difference in tone. It's significantly lower pitched. Having the C2 capacitor included has a significant effect on the way the tone sounds. You could think of capacitors as storage tanks for electricity. Placing a smaller storage tank in series with a big one will cause electricity to flow into both at the same time, but the small one will fill up quickly and stop the flow. For the first variant, I am going to swap the locations of the capacitors. With the left slide switch off, the tone is the same as when the capacitors were in their original locations and the left slide switch was off. And even after I turn on the left slide switch, the tone sounds the same because the capacitor with the smaller value will dominate the circuit. For the second variant, I'm going to place the C7 capacitor back where it was, but replace the C2 with the C5 one. Turn off the slide switch, and now the sound is low pitch. Then when I turn on the left slide switch, the sound is the same as before. Turning on the left slide switch will have a big effect on the circuit, since connecting the small C7 capacitor with the big C5 one will increase the total capacitance by a very large amount. I placed the C7 capacitor back in its original location and replace the C2 capacitor with the C5 one. With the left slide switch off, I am going to push green keys, and the tone is significantly low pitched. Even after I turn the left slide switch on, it sounds the same. That's because connecting the rather large C5 capacitor in series with the C7 one will have little effect on the total capacitance. The C7 capacitor is significantly smaller. Now I'm going to switch their locations. Turn off the left slide switch. Now, because only the C5 capacitor is included, when you hold down a green key, you only hear a clicking sound from the speaker.